All right. Well, hey everybody, welcome. This is different. This is cool. But I brought some friends who have seen a lot of cool things in life, and I just wanted to bring them kind of to the table to say, like, to share some stuff that I think will be helpful for where we're going, what we're doing, and so start with you, Halashon. Introduce yourself real quick.
Okay. How about ask me a question? I don't know what to say about.
Why do you think you're here?
Because you invited me.
All right. Halashon has done a whole lot with. Let me turn these down. Whole lot with community events in Dover and a lot of other places too. But Dover is where I know you from. We did a lot of music together, a lot of music events. But the thing I really want to talk about most is DIS.
Okay.
So you can you give mic number 7 a little more gain? Just give a little more gain on 7. Hold on a second. Just say something again, Hala. Sorry, I didn't check these properly. Keep talking.
1 2 1 2.
There we go. So with DIS and Dover, how did that get started?
So I'd been doing a cookout every summer since I graduated high school. That's kind of how it started. It was like a reunion. And then my buddy who moved to PA had been making beer for about 10 years and was like, I think I'm kind of good at it now. Could you throw a party with me? So that's how it started. Started throwing a party to show off his beer. And it was like we combined it with this reunion and this other event. It was actually three event combination. We were doing this event in the park called Diversity Day, and that was kind of like we brought all the nonprofits together and different musicians, and we do it in the park. But that event ended because the new mayor didn't like me.
It happens, mayors. So, okay, JP, if you guys don't know, Divine Kin, up the street, he is the founder, the visionary, the soul behind it. And one of the things that I learned recently is that you also have a history producing, developing, managing artists in where you came from. And so that's kind of why we want to just have a discussion, because there's a lot of musicians here. We're also recording this. We're going to put it up for posterity. But I have a handful of questions I want to ask you guys with your breadth of experience and just sort of just to kind of pick your brains a little bit too. So, but JP, I would like to ask you, what's something that, as you've been set up shop in town, what's something that you've learned recently about this town and how to be effective in it? Like, what have you learned about where you are now? Because you've been here for about a year, right?
Not quite a year, but it'll be officially a year in.
Hold it closer. Sorry.
It'll be officially a year in June. I was holding the mic like a rapper.
Hold it like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, it'll be officially a year in June.
Okay.
Your question was what is one of the things that I've learned so far being here?
Yes. Yeah.
First of all, the Hackettstown in general and the surrounding area has really embraced my family and I. Especially coming from where we come from, this can be a bit different from what we're used to.
Where do you come from?
We all from Patterson, and I moved here from Jersey City with my wife. So we're city kids. We're inner city kids, in the trenches. So coming here and being around just a host of new people, the town has really embraced us, and I've learned that they take pride in relationships, and that's like the foundation of who we are as a business. Is about serving the people, is about building relationships. We've been doing community events in the store to highlight local artists' work, whether you're a painter, whether you're a musician. We had an event recently where we had clothing designers, we had home decor specialists, we had painters, so we had a bit of it all, and the town just embraces that because people are connecting. So that's one of the biggest things that I've learned. People are big on relationships. It's real like old school small town vibes here, and I like that about it.
The stuff that the stuff that sticks out to me whenever I visit your store is always that there's always a good conversation with you after we leave. I'm always like, yeah, I'm glad I went in there. Halashon, what have you seen that kind of connection to? Like the same theme of what he was saying. What have you in the towns that you're in? You were in Dover. Now
Yeah,
you're in Newark,
I grew up in Dover, and I've been in Newark 16 years. So.
But the connection is the same there too, right? Like I'm trying to.
Yeah.
The human thing, the personality aspect.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. So when I first moved to my block, I knocked on all the doors and said what's up, and people were like, "Oh, he shouldn't do that. I don't know why he's doing that," And then a year later, we started doing the block party every year. So now, everybody knows my kids. Well, that's a different neighborhood.
Okay.
So that one that was a paid gig. This is just like because I want everybody in the hood to know my kids, So so it's good. So now there's a lot of like my tenant, upstairs. He told me that too. He said, when I first came to the block, he thought it was really weird because I didn't have a license at the time, so I was riding my bike over there, and it was like, who's this guy on the bike knocking on doors? But now he's like, oh, I opened up the whole block to him. Like he didn't let his kids play outside, and now he does, stuff like that. So
it's like a catalyst to healthier environments. As far as producing events, right? What are some things that you learned with DIS to not do? So what were some things you thought were going to be just it, but then weren't? Because I can think of so many times where I thought I had the perfect event planned, and then everything else had other plans.
Well, I can't. That came much later, I think, because I would say at least the first 10 to 20 years of my life, we winged every event. It was just like a performance. That's how I looked at it. So whatever it is, as long as the people that we want are there, it's going to be a good event. That's how we used to do it, And then I met people that knew how to organize stuff. That wasn't my skill set. My skill set was just getting people there and trying to have fun. That was my skill set.
I feel that.
So as far as, what to learn from that, I don't know. I just used to go to everybody else's event and tell them about my event, That was how I marketed everything.
That's the perfect answer. You got anything, JP? Anything you wish you... Well, one of the questions I have is, what are some things you saw people do that you wanted to stop them from doing as an artist development? That question was more for you, but when you were working with artists and people coming up developing their craft and their skill, what were some lessons you learned or some things that you said, hey, you shouldn't be doing that?
I think one of the biggest things is just being mindful of your influence. If we're blessed, we're all blessed with gifts, and those gifts come in many forms. So just understanding that if I'm going to share this gift with the world, I should be mindful of how it's going to touch people. And I think I've worked with artists who kind of just say whatever and not realizing, it's people listening to this. It's people receiving this. There's spiritual energy behind the words that you're saying. And these things can either uplift people or it can tear people down. So those are some of the main things that I always would tell people. Well, I've learned over time, this music is power. Words have power. So we should always be mindful of that, and we can't have that old excuse of, it's just art, I'm an entertainer. I don't agree with that. You got to take some level of accountability. So, yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things for me.
Absolutely. Hala, you got anything on that tip?
What was the question again?
Oh, what are some things you saw people doing that you wanted to just, hey, don't do that? Or what are some things you wish you spent less time doing?
I'm just going to go with it at the top of my head. I used to hate when people talk like this on a mic.
Like I was just doing.
It's okay.
And then what was this? And the second one is when, this one's mainly for rappers, is when they rap over their track. I hate that.
You mean when the rap track has their own vocals still in it?
Huh?
It's like the song that's on Spotify.
It's just it's karaoke. What is this?
Yeah.
It has the main vocal in it. Yeah.
Take note. That is definitely not it. That was, yeah. What I think one of my things I think that I had to learn a lot over this time was how to stay out of my own way or get out of my own way, right? We do that a lot. What are some ways that you feel like you may have gotten in your own way, or could have been more productive in? Because that's kind of what I feel like I want to. Everybody I talk to, where I've said some of my experiences might be helpful to you, here's how I was in my own way, and I wish I would have seen that earlier. I wish I would just stop doing that. I think for me the greatest thing was I know who I don't have to be anymore. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out who I was supposed to be, but I never really thought about who I wasn't supposed to be. So there's a lot of aspects of my personality that I was putting into things that just didn't even need to be there. So that's mine, if I was to answer my own question. That's one way I get out of my own way, is just stop trying all the things and maybe just focus on the one or two that really feel like home, really feel like what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I can do a lot of things poorly, but only a few really feel like home. What feels like home to you? We could chew on that one from every guy.
I mean, I guess there's a lot of things. It's usually it's more a feeling to me than a place, you know. It's like there's certain songs I listen to that feels like home. Certain people I see, then it feels like home. So it's like it's more a feeling that I just know it. Like there's people that I haven't seen in like 10 years, and when I see them, it's like I'm home, you know. So,
dude, you?
I feel like encouraging artists, like lifting them up. I don't know if it's a knack for it, a gift or whatever, but like seeing like something special in them, even when they don't see it, recognizing that gift and kind of like pushing them a bit and helping them realize like this is something that you can actually use to reach a lot of people and have a real impact on the world. So I think that's like the biggest thing for me. I guess like I'm somewhat of an encourager by nature.
100%. I agree about that about you. Yeah. I think encouraging is such a powerful thing because you're generating more good things. Like you were saying, you have power with your words, and I think that a lot of times we complain instead of encouraging people, and that's something I'm just trying to do less lately.
And helping people see the vision, like helping them kind of bring that to life, I think.
Give me an example.
So I've worked with artists from the ages of 15 to like 30, I believe. And sometimes like they can have a skill set or have a gift and have an idea for their music, but they don't know how to put it together into like an actual EP or an album to tell a story. So to help them get to a point where they're taking all of these different styles of music and beats and lyrics and putting it together into an actual project, and then thinking about how to exhibit that to the world visually through like video content and everything, and thinking about it from the stance of a campaign. Like people love stories. Like is a reason why we love to watch movies and read books and everything. So music is no different. So to be able to package that and put it together, it hits different. That's why we love to buy albums back in the day, as opposed to just only the single, because the album kind of tells a story.
I'm definitely an album guy.
Yeah, we love looking into pulling the covers out and looking at all the imaging in it and like the backstory. We love music videos because they tell a story.
I'm always loving the tracks that never got popular. It's just totally my lot in life. Halashon's also an artist. We recorded lots of songs together. I liked how you, I don't know if you were like resonating with anything you were saying, but like how you tell stories, because your lyrics are it's very personal. It feels very personal. I remember you saying some stuff about your art and your music and why do you write songs? The left real quick.
I think I originally got into it because it was stuff that I didn't feel like I could express. So it was like journaling, you know. I just wrote it down, and I felt like when you're on stage, there's like you have like poetic license or whatever that I could be telling the exact truth, or I could be embellishing, or it could be totally made up, you know. And that was something I really liked about it, and it actually helped me be more open to sharing like my regular thoughts. Before that was like the only way you got anything out of me, you know. So
you gotta listen to the lyrics. That's great. I don't know why I write songs. I think it just happens. And that was kind of my problem. I was always producing, never being an artist, and I didn't have that like the world needs to hear my new song. It was just like I wrote a song. Here's a link.
I wrote them for me first. That's it. It's like it worked for me. It might work for somebody else, you know.
You wrote some good music too, bro. I really enjoy the stuff you make. So, I think that's really what we wanted to accomplish here, man. You guys got any other thoughts before we wrap this up? Anything you want to tell the people?
I just want to kind of touch on how we started about like the town in general. Like it changed a lot even from I moved to Washington, and now my family, like, we own a business here in Hackettstown, right? I remember looking for homes with my wife and I, and driving through here. Like, even 3 years ago, it was different. So now to see all like the different businesses popping up, this lovely place here, like this is one of the examples of what we're talking about, right? A lot is changing, and then not to mention, like, there's a college right here. Like, the college should be integrated more into the community. A lot of students tell me that they don't go to Main Street. Like, for me, that's foreign. Like, I went to Rutgers University. If you know Rutgers, New Brunswick, the town is integrated. Princeton, thinking 100%. About those places, right? So I think there's an opportunity here for open mics like this, and then the events we do, to like really create a culture here of just artistry, creativity, and people like showing love to one another. So
yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's kind of why I wanted you guys all out here and involved. This Steve, man, the greatest setup for fostering this kind of community, and just I want to do more stuff like this. I want to get more people in the mix to just talk and share what they've learned. Does anybody have any questions for these guys? Anyway, little Q&A. We're totally stealing from a page in the corporate playbook, by the way. These stupid chairs. This is like what the corporations do. They bring in people that like know cool stuff, and so it's kind of. But yeah, questions? Anyone? Yeah, Andrew. Just pick people. I was like, no, Ronnie. You got a question? Zach. Any of you guys? No. What's that? All right.
How do you pronounce this? Is it
Mazur?
Mazur? Mazur. Okay. So when it first opened, I was definitely pronouncing it Mazur.
Same.
Because it just sounded like extra fancy. Oh, okay.
The differential.
Nice. Yeah. Now I know Mazur. All right.
Favorite tacos in town? Which place?
I like.
You've actually had a handful of them as well.
I like the fish tacos from El Tucan.
Fish tacos from El Tucan. I'm a Brenda Lee guy myself. Guys, any votes for tacos in town? All right. You guys, come on. Do you even live here? Brenda Lee, or there's Maria Bonitas down the street. All right, let's get off the stage. Halashon, you got anything else to say?
No, not really. Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming out here, guys. It's been awesome. Appreciate y'all.